Okay, I don't think I have to take this apart any further. Oh boy. Okay, I don't think I have to take this apart any further. Hey guys, Jake's Garage. We're gonna do another project in the Mustang. If you didn't see the last video, we installed some LED taillight assemblies into the back, and now we're going to handle the fact that the turn signals don't work. Basically, if you didn't see the other video, when you install LED bulbs into a system that has halogen bulbs, what happens is the load on the system goes down because LEDs don't draw nearly as much current as a halogen, and the flasher that takes care of your turn signals, it can't work like it's supposed to because it uses that increase in load to trigger on and off. The hazard flashers will still work because there's another front bulb in the system. If you were to replace the front turn signals with LED, that might cause that to stop working, I'm not sure. But the hazards will work, but the turn signals will not. What you'll get is just a solid light. The light will just come on. And you know, back in the day, that's how you could tell when you had a bulb out. And I remember driving down the road in my old Blazer, doing it manually, just so people could see that I was turning. Now, Ford did not make it easy to get these, to the flashers. I believe the hazard flasher might be easy to get to, but the turn signal flasher, from what I can tell, is up here somewhere. It's up here behind the dash. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna pull the dash cluster. I have never done that before. I don't exactly know how to do it. I believe there's some screws here, which this one looks like it might be broken. No, maybe not. And then there's 2 screws under here. And that's as much as I know. I think I got to pull the heater control screws, which I've already done that once. And now I'm realizing I also need the little 1/4 inch wrench to get that. So let me grab that and we'll pull the dash down. What we're going to be doing is installing this electric flasher. The part number, I don't know, there's a ton of part numbers. It's the EF32RL flasher. There's another number, 15222. I just kind of found it on Amazon. This is supposed to be plug and play. It does come with this extra ground wire. I've read some people say they didn't need it, some people say they did, but then everyone that said they did use it said there's a spot right there for it. So we're gonna plug it in. We're going to do a test and see if we need the ground wire, but if there's an easy place to ground it, I'm just going to go ahead and ground it. So let me go get some tools, and we're going to start working on this car real quick. Okay, some of what I'm going to be doing is going to be hard to see. I'll move you over for this. I'm going to take the heater controls down. There's 2 Phillips head screws here, and then there's 2 little bolts underneath. And then all I'm going to really do is just pull it forward enough to kind of free up this part of the dash. So I'm going to do that part off camera. You don't really need to see me take out some screws. All right, guys, that was easy. The HVAC controls more or less just fell out once I got all the screws out. There's plenty of cable there to deal with. I'm trying to get a good shot, but I'm not really having much luck. I apologize. That's as good as we're going to get. Okay, let's pop some screws out. One thing this car doesn't have that I kind of wish it did is a tilt steering wheel. Right now would be a good time to use it. Now, from what I've read online, I should be able to sneak this down far enough to get what I need to get. Supposedly there's like a lip or something that I have to be careful of up here. And now I'm wondering, is there something down here I might have to take that ashtray out. I might have read that too. Okay, I don't want to hear cracking noises, that's for sure. Okay, so there's definitely a lip up here where this dash seems like it's kind of saggy. Not quite sure how to get around that. The dash is kind of like sagged around the trim. I swear I watched the video on this. Negan's Garage, I think. Shout out to him. His came right out. Mine is not coming out. I feel like I'm pulling on this way harder than I really ever would want to, and it is stuck. There was definitely a clip over here that doesn't appear to really have ever had anything on it, but up here my dash just seems to be bulged or sagged, and I think that's what's keeping me from getting it out. The problem is I don't know what else to do to facilitate it coming out. I tried tilting it, which is a real bummer because I thought this was going to be easy, and I really don't want to snap it. My bezels are really awful looking. They're pretty bad, and the more I touch them, the worse they get. The chrome's all gone, but I don't know, we kind of like that because this car's got a lot of patina, and I think a lot of it's original, so I'm really kind of hesitant to mess with it. But boy, it just seems to be stuck. So, not entirely sure what to do, so I'm going to keep messing with it till I get it. Okay, upon further investigation, there does not seem to be enough speedometer cable to pull this out, and I'm not sure why. The cable does move a little bit at the firewall, but there's not much slack. That I'm pretty sure is what's holding me up, because this side seems like it would come out. It's fine. It's this side. It's like hard to move, and if I pull the cable, you can clearly see that there's tension on it, and the whole dash will suck back in. So I need to figure out, am I supposed to disconnect that cable while it's behind the dash? Because if so, that's gonna suck, because I'm not really sure how to get in there except for through this HVAC thing. And while I'm pretty sure I could finagle a wrench in there and get that off, I have no clue how I'd get it back on, because I can't really get my fingers back there. Okay, for heaven's sakes, that was a pain. Have band-aids ready, because everything back there is trying to kill you, and there's always something that you're hooked on that's a complete mystery. But I have it loose to the point now where I can kind of get my hands back here to loosen that nut right there. So I'm going to try to do that, but before I do, I'm going to sneak around and see if I can't get access to what I need without having to do that. My thought is, if I pull that nut off, it'll allow me to pull the dash out a little bit more. I did have to remove the cable. So in the engine bay, right underneath the brake booster, there's a clip that the cable kind of clips into. You can push the cable out of that clip, and that gives you a little bit more space. So right now I think that's all the space I'm going to get, but it should be enough. So I'm going to stop the video, poke around, and then when I get to actually installing the thing, the flasher, I'll cut you back on. Okay, I don't think I have to take this apart any further. I did disconnect the cable. It was super easy to do by hand. It's going to be super hard for me to get my light. See if I can get my light to stick somewhere. There we go. Okay. The flasher is right down here. You can pull it out of the housing. There it is. I'm going to snap it back into the housing for now just so I don't lose it. But right there, I believe, is the ground screw that everyone talks about being able to screw that extra wire to. Now I'm looking at this now and thinking I can probably reach all of that from underneath, but you kind of have to go around all that bracketry and stuff. It's not in a great place. I have to say, Ford did not put that in an easy place to reach, but you can kind of see where it is. If I can get my camera, now my camera's stuck. You can kind of see it's right here. You can reach your, I mean, I have big hands. I can get back there pretty easy. I didn't disconnect any other parts of the dash just because I didn't feel like having to figure out how to get that reconnected. If it turns out that I end up taking more of the dash apart, I'll cut you back on. But in the meantime, I'm going to just do a little bit of work off camera and then try to kind of explain it after I'm done. Fun change of events. That is not the turn signal flasher, that is the hazard flasher. So I am needing to go, oh, I just broke my camera mount. That's fantastic. Here at Jake's Garage, only the best. So I ended up unhooking that thing, unconnecting it, bringing it down here, and the turn signals don't work. The hazard flashers work on that thing, so it must be the hazard flasher. I will find the flasher and let you know where that sucker was. All right, this is fairly ridiculous. So I had to disconnect that big connector up there so I could just pull the whole dash. I could pull those other plugs and pull it completely out, but I don't think I need to. I still might, but the only way I was able to find this stupid thing, because I was looking for a silver canister that looked just like that, was to put a bulb back in the back and turn the turn signal on and then listen for it. There's a rare glimpse inside of one of them while it's working. It was down there next to the main brace, and I actually tried to pull it off of that bracket and it snapped. So there might be a way to do that without snapping it, but I snapped it. So this is the turn signal flasher. It's plastic. On this one, it's plastic and blue. It might be the original, I don't know. That is definitely it though. There was no other way for me to get to that. Maybe if I took the ashtray completely out, I could have gotten to it, but I can kind of get to it through there. But the ignition switch and the wiper motor are kind of in the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that off and put the new one in. And then I'm gonna use that ground screw right there to ground it, and it should be good. Maybe I'll pull the dash out, but I don't think I have to because I actually have more room. This can go completely out of the way at this point. Just trying not to break any wires. There you go. There's a clear view of it. So I'll get it all hooked up, show you how it hooked up, and then test it before I put all this back together. Okay, all installed. I have the flasher just kind of zip tied down in there, and I did use that ground screw. I could have used any of the screws down there, but that already had a ground on it, so I threw that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it all back together. I'm not gonna take video of that because it was frustrating enough getting it apart, and I really don't feel like going through all that, trying to show it all, putting it back together. So oh, and there's my broken camera mount. So I'll get it all back together and just kind of like say, hey, look, I got it all back together, and I'll show you the turn signal's working, and then we're gonna call this project finished. This was frustrating. This was supposed to be quick and easy, but it was not. So let's put it back together. Okay, just to prove that I did it, the dash is back together, looking as grungy as normal. Nothing fried. Couple things, like I said, definitely pop that cable out of the clip under the hood. You'll see what I mean if you just follow the cable where it comes out of the dashboard. Right underneath the booster, there's like a little spring-loaded clip. Pop it out of that. I really just got caught on a couple of the sharp edges and a couple of the ledges, so you really just got to kind of jostle things and then it'll come out. It all went back together pretty easy. There was really nothing to mention there. Ashtray didn't have to come out. Now it works. There's turn signals. And pop on the lights, so we'll go take a look. There we go. So that was a frustrating project. I feel like I might be able to get to it next time underneath the dash, but they don't give you a whole lot of wire. So after you free that little flasher, there's not a lot of slack to get to it. So really, it's just a pain. So I don't know, it's working now. Feel a little bit safer driving it. I've done a couple videos on this car, but not much. I actually just redid the top. I didn't take a single minute of video, but if you guys are interested in hearing about it, I could certainly do a video on that. That was an adventure, but it came out well, came out good, looks great. But otherwise, if you want to see more Mustang content, let me know. There's more stuff. I might be doing some exhaust work on it to get it sound a little bit better. I'm going to do a carb spacer because it boils fuel like crazy and makes hot starts sometime an issue. I still have a misfire to track down, which I might redo the ignition system. So there's some content if you guys want to see it. There's a lot of early Mustang content already. So let me know. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of the car. And hopefully this helps somebody out. It was a pain. So thanks for watching.